Yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for dropping by. And yeah, let's just talk. You know, take a brief look on some issues because, like yesterday, ASARI DOKUBO was in Asu Rock. Sneaking around, so trying to maybe get some things cooked. In the Asu Rock kitchen. So let's hear what you have to say here before we go to another main topic.
Boat or an army as boat stationed. So the main culprits are the army and the navy. And there are notorious naval commanders who are known to be kingpins of these bunkering activities. Even if they give 1 billion contracts to everybody in the Niger Delta, because these military men are armed from the army and the navy, nothing will happen. The president has promised to take decisive action to make sure that this does not continue. It is brought to an end. It is very shameful. So I had volunteered to help, to assist, and to do the things that are necessary to put a stop to this evil that is being perpetuated against the people of the Niger Delta, the oil-bearing community, and the whole of Nigerians. On security, I want to clearly say that there are full-scale wars going on in different parts of this country. In the southeast, the IPOB ESN is waging a full-scale war against the government of this country.
Did you see what I meant when I said that this man was up to no good because he single-handedly brought out this IPOB and the ESN here on this issue and hammered them as an enemy of the state. So there's never any declaration like that from any court of law, in whatsoever form. So until this moment, that this man is trying to instigate something else. So I guess it was the IPOB matters that took him to Tinubu. So, but we'll get to that later. So let's see what else you have to say further, other than things that we don't ordinarily already know. So, but I think these are the things that we already know because we know who this man is. He doesn't actually represent Niger Delta, neither does he represent the John, not the Calabari, and whatsoever. So what he represents is himself, his stomach, and what he can get from the federal government or any state government that is there to listen to him. So he has made a lot of money for himself, and he has continued to try to improve on that. And especially now that Tinubu, his own fellow, what have you, if you know what I mean, has become the president in the meantime. So he's trying to get or cash in or whatever thing that he can get from it. Because he also got some things from the Buhari era when he said to be another volunteer, for for bringing peace to the Niger between Niger and Abuja and Kaduna Aziz, etc. So let's see. Then we take it further.
And many local governments, many communities are deserted, schools are closed, hospitals are closed. In the same vein, in Niger, in Zamfara, in Plateau, in Kaduna, in Yobe, in Borno, we're only talking about Boko Haram. Boko Haram is just a tip of the iceberg. There's a full-scale war going on. And the blackmail of the Nigerian state by the Nigerian military is shameful. They said they do not have enough armament. And people listen to these false narratives. They are lying. They are liars. I repeat, they are liars because I am a participant. I am a participant in this war. I fight on the side of the government of the Nigerian state, in Plateau, in Niger, in Anambra, in Imo, in Abia, and in Rivers State, and in Abuja. Today you are traveling to Kaduna on this road. It's not the army that made it possible to travel for you to travel to Abuja or travel to Kaduna, vice versa. It is my men employed by the government of the Nigerian state, stationed in Niger. Today you go to Baga, you go to Chirolo, you go to Wase.
So, ladies and gentlemen, like you just say, this is something new that we've not had before, because all these things were concealed under the past administration of Muhammad Buhari. So, which means this guy was working for Buhari as a volunteer, you know, although he was being financed by the federal government then. So, which means why we were all thinking that the government of the day was doing something as far as the security is concerned. So they were busy contracting this man with I mean by securing peace in the northern part of Nigeria and Abuja itself. So why this man who came from the Niger Delta and from the east, you know, then left that area exposed, or he did not actually mobilize his men as well, or ask for finance to mobilize his men to secure that area. Rather, what he was doing there in the east was causing problem, because a lot of people, because a lot of channels through the internet, were accusing him of so many things back then, some few months ago and stuff like that. That this guy was involved, with with Nigerian army and police, that they were all involved, in the crimes that were going on in the east, in Anambra, Imo, and all other parts of the east. And I was like, is there any proof to, to point to, to point to that direction? So I actually never believed that until now. So you hear from him again, where he just, got himself involved in the whole thing, because now he's just talking, he forgot himself because the new government is in place. So he's trying to maybe renegotiate that same contract again that he has been given before, or maybe renegotiate another contract, because this time around he didn't talk about the southwest or anything like that. So it's like there have been peace and tranquility in the southwest uh, uh, all this while. That's where the problem was in just the southeast and let's say Niger, Borno, and some pocket of places. What about the same Kaduna, where they be killings and stuff going on all this while and stuff like that? And this man said he has been the one that brought a peace to this area and stuff. So I don't understand which area he's talking about. Perhaps maybe he's also involved in the Kaduna massacre, the Southern Kaduna massacre. We might never know for now. We might still hear that later. So this man has forgotten his real name. If you remember this man very well, his real name is supposed to be Medford DOKUBO Goodhead Jr. That's his given name, his real name. Born in June 1st, 1964, in Buguma. So now he is the one who is answering, is now born again. It's an Islamized. So he's born again, in the Islam teachings. So, and he's now wearing all kinds of, kazak, to make himself look like a holy man. So, but at the same time, so he's the one who is, you know, going out perpetrating wars all over the place in the name of trying to bring peace. So we shall know if actually this man was and I mean has been doing these things in good faith, because now what he was just saying just now also about the oil thefts and things like that and the many refineries, he was really against it, from the words he used, so that also has just given him away as well, because a lot of people in the Niger Delta, actually, or the Niger Delta, the true Niger Deltans, has actually been convincing that, those little mini refineries that are found all over the Niger Deltas should be actually, licensed by the federal government, so that they can as well, carry on, doing what they are doing, because it's for the interest of the old people. It's like if these people are giving them these um, what do you call it, licenses, perhaps there will be some regulations also that will follow, so that all those pollutions, environmental pollution and things like that will not occur. So what it was saying by saying that even if you give 1 billion to each citizen of Niger Delta, that this thing will not cease. What he's saying is that don't give money to others or to other contractors, who have been giving money to secure the pipelines and security, whatever, that the actual culprits are the military, etc., etc. So it will be left for Tinubu himself to use his own senses. But my own point here also is that Tinubu should not listen to this man as far as the Nnamdi Kanu case is concerned, because the court has already set Nnamdi Kanu free. So they have no say in all of this. So if he said he's a true Democrat, the first thing he should do right now, without being told or pressure, is to release Nnamdi Kanu, because the court has already said so. So all you have to do is just to order, give an order to the DSS and other prison authorities and stuff, and say anyone that has been freed by the court and stuff like that should not be here for 1 second more. Finish. So all those other people who has been in detention, for no reason, for no just cause, they will be released all at once automatically. So Nnamdi Kanu should not be an exemption to that. So he has been released by the court. He has not been found wanting by the court, court of the land. So the laws of the land have not found him wanting anyway. So he should be released unconditionally. That's my point on that. So let's see what he has to say again.
We have lost so many men, and we do not use in all this engagement. We don't even have 1% of the armament deployed by the Nigerian military. 1%. And we have had resounding success. So these black men must end. They have enough resources to fight. Instead of fighting, they are busy stealing. They are busy making the government to spend unnecessarily. Where is Dogo today? Who was terrorizing Niger, Kaduna? Where is Dogo today? He's nowhere, because he had been served his dish that he was serving other people. So, let us be able to support the government and don't listen to these false narratives. Because somebody must tell the truth. Hey, we don't have arms. An average person is carrying 2 magazines of AK-47 bullets. The Nigerian army is carrying inside their truck 20, 30 cans. 2 magazines of AK-47 is 25 rounds of ammunition. 700 or 750 make up a can. They call it sardine. And they have 20, 25, 30 in their distance. They will leave on slight attack. They will abandon these weapons for the bandits, the insurgents, to take them, to capture them. So in actual fact, the insurgents are harvesting from the Nigerian military and police to further their insurgency. And most of these people, are they actually insurgents? They are mere criminals. They are mere criminals. You go to some camps, you find 200 vehicles stolen from people. Who are the owners of these vehicles? They cut these vehicles into parts, they sell them. You go to some places, you find that human beings' parts are being brought out. They are put in coolers and sold, woman organ trafficking, etc., which the governor of Anambra State, Soludo, has also attested to it in one of his interviews. So what I'm trying to say is this. I, as a person who is in the know, I have given, even before the president came.
So you just heard that about the human organ trafficking and stuff like that. So he was indicting himself, and at the same time, he was trying to indict the East, that this thing was happening in the East. So if he had just stopped where he stopped by saying that, then one would have thought maybe this thing was happening maybe in the Boko Haram, area, or in the Niger that he claimed to have been a volunteer and stuff like that, or in Kaduna or what have you. No, but this time around, he said even Soludo attested to this. So you people should open your ears very well. That's why I said this man is dangerous from the way he's talking. This is an attack on the southeast, where he came from as well. So forget about this issue of South and bullshit. You know, this man is from the southeast. So, but there's a particular area in the southeast which is now very very obvious that he's attacking. So he's attacking those areas where he felt that and the man that he hates so much, have some respect from that area and command large followership from that area in the southeast. That is why he's trying to indict that man, you know, in the name of Nnamdi Kanu. So at the same time, by so doing, he's indirectly, indicting himself because he said, he's in the know, which means he knows. So if he knows and he has been to those camps that he's talking about, why can't they arrest this man and take him in for a proper screening? At the end of the day, maybe we might know more of what he knows right now. So as far as I'm concerned, this man is just, concerned about his belly, stomach infrastructure and nothing else. So all this big talk he's talking, I don't know who is giving him all this audience, in Aso Rock there. So he's trying to add some importance, to himself. I guess that was why he asked Tinubu to come out with him and shook his hand there. If not, Tinubu supposed to remain inside there, where he would just be the one to just walk out alone and say, I met with Mr. President, and everybody would just say, yeah, you know, yeah, yeah, and stuff. So by this time, he tried to prove it to you that, oh man, Tinubu is my man. We've been together for quite some time. I know him, back in the days, right in the trenches and whatever. Like he said yesterday, that he has known him for over 30 years. So I never know. I never even knew that they knew and that they've known each other for over 30 years. Maybe he was one of those people that we had been used back then, to swear, do the oil bunkering, for those what do you call those companies that they said that Dama was in charge of, or his brother was Wando, if you still remember. So, so that is it. So that is what this guy is trying to prove there. So on the other hand, then here he also exposed himself here by saying releasing Nnamdi Kanu is rewarding criminality, murder of innocent people. So he was the one that said that again. That was ASARI DOKUBO. So he said that he asked the president Bola Tinubu not to release the leader of you know the IPOB Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, nobody prescribe IPOB, so that talk is just bullshit. So DOKUBO disclosed this while addressing journalists after meeting President Tinubu in the villa yesterday in Abuja. So the Niger Delta leader, who noted that releasing Nnamdi Kanu means rewarding criminality and gruesome murder of innocent people, said Kanu should face the law. Which law? Was not the same law court that set him free already? So that's what we're talking about here. So this might just ignorant, it's an ignoramus on this topic of laws and rules and things like that. So he just feel like talking because with all the hate that's in him, that's in him, and all the hate that he have against Nnamdi Kanu and stuff, so he speaks without actually, analyzing or thinking about the meaning of what his words are. You see, you recall that since Nnamdi Kanu's rearrest in 2021, the IPOB leader has been in custody of the DSS standing trial for terrorism. So the same trial that he said is standing on, he said the Federal High Court in Abuja had granted him bail in 2017. that he floated the bail conditions, and subsequently fled the country and was the year after rearrested. So Buhari had resisted pressure to release Nnamdi Kanu. But with the entry of a new government, there have been calls for the IPOB leaders' release. So speaking of Kanu's detention, DOKUBO said releasing Nnamdi Kanu is rewarding criminality and rewarding groups, some other of innocent people and what have you. So he said he should face, face the law. It's simply that Buhari once said that he won't release Nnamdi Kanu until the court do what he have to do. So, but the same court has already released Nnamdi Kanu. That's what I don't want people to forget. That the court, which have this, the actual say in the land, has already released Nnamdi Kanu. So every other thing that they are trying to bring in, every new thing here, they are trying to bring in here to just delay him and stuff like that, or delay his release. It's just another kind of strategic tactics, you know, of delay, or you call it delay tactics. So which is well known. So why the judge himself, who has been at the helms of affair, has been threatened on so many occasions and stuff, he too has already fought back by saying that, you know, they should leave him alone and let him rule on this case once and for all. That he have nothing against Nnamdi Kanu, or he have no reason to hold him back. So that the court has already ruled on this whole issue. So, but let's keep our fingers crossed and still hope that one of these days, that the man will be released in good health. So by saying that IPOB or ESN has been waging a full-scale war on the Nigeria government or this country, it means that this man is actually, one of those snitches that has been around within the Biafra struggle and the IPOB, and what have you and stuff. So, but because he didn't get his way to lead at the front, so he was put where he belongs because they never trusted him right from day one. So that is why all these hatreds are now coming out. And that's why he's not talking like a madman that he is actually. So I would say we should, or Nigeria should disregard all this bullshit and e-talks that is coming out of his mouth, and I hope that this man still remember that his name actually is Melford Dokumbo Goodhead Jr., born 1st of June 1964. So I don't know who he think he now is. Maybe he think he's not somebody else, because sometimes when some people start to think that and think of what they are not, then they start to behave like that. So he's not behave like a fighter, a warrior, you know, and at the same time, a warrior that is even fighting against his own people without even knowing it, or is being used to fight against his own people, without even knowing it, So simply because he was given so I don't know, but then the end shall tell, So that's it. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, I would say thank you very much for watching our videos. Please share our videos, let it go viral, give us a thumbs up, and if you've not subscribed before to our videos, please do so, so that our you know so that all our let me see so that all our videos, we go around the whole places, and then more people will be able, to see these things as they come. So for our leaders, or for those who don't know who this man is this Nnamdi Kanu himself, when he was brought to court, some few months ago. So this is how it looks. You can still imagine that this same cloth that this man was arrested with in 2021, the same cloth that they still put on him, did not still allow him to change his wardrobe. All this why. So for whatever reason that is, I hope all these things have to change. But the most important thing is that he should be set free and allowed to go home, to be with his family. So that's my closing closing remark on this whole issue. So ladies and gentlemen, please give us a thumbs up, share our videos, let it go viral.